Right now, there's a competition between different conservative states to see who can be the most violently opposed to trans people being allowed to exist in public. And it looks like Florida might win because led by Governor Ron DeSantis, they are passing some of the most insane anti-trans and anti-general LGBTQ plus bills in the country. One bill would disincentivize businesses from covering gender-affirming care in their health insurance plans by making those that do cover it responsible for costs associated with detransitioning as well, even though, as Vice points out, detransitioning is extremely rare. That, I think, is a really insulting sort of symbolic move to make, but because it is so incredibly rare, I can't imagine why that would change the corporation's approach to doing this. I want to point out that an average of 97% of trans people when polled say that they're happy with their transition. And although that leaves 3% that you might assume are not, that does not mean that they truly regret the transition. They are, of course, under pressure from literally everyone that they meet, including the vast majority of right-wing media, to feel terrible about everything having to do with their life and their choices. So it's complex, still incredibly rare despite all of that. We also have HB 1421. Which would prohibit insurance providers, including private insurers, from covering gender-affirming care, which can cost thousands of dollars out of pocket. Again, what they said would only involve protecting children. Not that, like in many of these states, you can be 90 years old. They don't think that you should have control over the life that you live. But it goes even beyond that. Senate Bill 254 would allow the state to forcibly remove trans children receiving care from affirming parents, criminalize healthcare providers who provide gender affirming care, and revoke their healthcare licenses entirely. It would also ban the use of public funds for gender affirming care for people of all ages. So this is from the state that says the only thing they care about to justify everything that they do, every abuse that they wage on schools, is because they care about parental rights. If the parents decide in conjunction with their kids that they want to pursue this, they might snatch your kid away. The state will take over the parenting of your child because they don't approve of the decision that you made. Jessica, what do you think?
The same people are not at all disturbed that in many states across the United States of America, you can marry off a child as early as the age of 12. With parental consent and the consent of a judge. If you are concerned with the health and safety of children, worry about that, concern yourself with that, because Ron DeSantis's plan is simply just to pass laws in Florida that are anti-trans and then run on the platform of we got it done here, let's make the rest of America Florida. That's his political agenda, essentially. And it's bigger than just the trans agenda, but this has become such a huge part of it. And when we talk about detransitioning, we never have this same conversation around people who have surgeries to modify their bodies in other ways to be happier in their bodies. And then maybe later don't really like it so much and they opt to have it reversed. People make decisions that later on they change about themselves. That's not a big deal. That doesn't mean people shouldn't have access to this healthcare that they want. And also the regulation of private insurance is so absurd, especially when it's coming from people that are so obsessed with private insurance. They would rather have tens of millions of people uninsured than have everybody insured because they love private insurance so much, but you want to regulate it to the extent that you're limiting what procedures they can cover. It makes absolutely no sense. It's entirely absurd.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.